Hi guys, it's Unders. Today we are having a look at Frei Raum. It is a EQ from Sonible and it's pretty damn special. I've only just discovered it. I think it's been kicking around for a little while, but I thought I'd share it with you guys in case you've glossed over it as well. These sorts of videos are useful for you guys. Please subscribe to the channel, pop a like on the video. It helps me out massively in creating more content for you guys. So what I've done here, it's just taken an 8-bar loop from one of my tracks. It's a mix down, not a master, and we're going to have a look at what's special about this EQ. So from the offset, it doesn't look particularly different to any other EQs. Apart from down the bottom here, we've got some extra settings like proximity, strength, smoothing. I mean, there's strange things that we're not used to seeing on an EQ. Then there's these three big symbols on the left, and they also change what's going on with the EQ. Very strange, right? So the first one here, we've got Smart EQ. Now, by default, it's not active, so this is just a normal parametric EQ. So if we play a bit of the track and move it around, we've got normal parametric EQ type stuff. Great, normal EQ, just like we'd expect. However, if you click these little magic wand type symbols up here, it engages the Smart EQ parameter. What is really nice as well, I use a Magic Mouse with my iMac. If you use the middle scroll, you can adjust the Q quite easily just while moving around, which is a nice little touch. See that on some other EQs as well. Now it gives you this little dot just here above it. If you click that, it sort of starts recording. What that's going to do is capture audio in that area that we've set with the Q. So we're going to go quite wide here just to really get an idea of what it's doing, and it tries to balance that. So you've seen my videos with Neutron, hopefully, where it captures resonances and captures pleasant frequencies and tries to balance those out to a certain degree. This goes a whole new level further. I'm just going to show you, it's the easiest way. So we're going to set it to record and press play. Okay, so you can see it's really finely adjusted it there. Now this is my final mix, so I wouldn't expect it to find huge resonances and peaks and troughs. If it did, I'd really messed up my mix. But what it's done is found what it thinks should be a better balance. Now we're adjusting by about 12 dB here, but it's only moving it by a couple of dB, again because it's my final mix and I'm hoping it should be fairly flat and responsive. What this is doing is trying to find what should be pleasant for the ear. So you see, even though I've boosted it by 12 up here, it's dipped by about a dB up in the top, and then it's boosting a little bit over here. And as we scroll around, that adjusts based on what it's captured and what it's discovered in the audio, and you can inverse it by dropping it down, and we can hear that change. What it's trying to do is flatten the audio. Now when I say flatten, I don't mean make all frequencies achieve the same balance. It's trying to take out what we would perceive as resonances, and what we would perceive as positive frequencies, and balance those out in line with, again, Fletcher Monson curves, similar to how we hear and perceive sound. So we're going to have a little sweep while it's playing through. You should be able to hear the change. I'm going to go quite extreme so it does it a little bit easier to hear. Cool, so that's really great if you've recorded a bit of audio and maybe the balance isn't quite right and you're not able to go back and redo it, or if you're just having trouble with your mix, you can use that to give you a bit of perception on where you want to take your mix and how you want it to sound. I'm happy with how this sounds. Pushing that to the extreme only gives a few dB of adjustment. It's going off for mastering, so I'm happy with how that's going to be, but this is a good way to look at it. Now the second thing we've got is proximity. Now, what proximity is focused at is adjusting the profile of the sound again, but correcting issues that may have occurred during recording, such as proximity effect with microphone. Now, when you record a vocalist, you can really benefit from proximity. When you get closer, it's a good way to capture a fuller sounding vocal. Equally, you can have the opposite, where if I move really back from my mic now, you start to capture more of the room sound and it's not as great. You also probably got my nice squeaky chair. These things are things that you want to change in your audio and have a good balance, because it affects the perception in the music. Now, the audio I've got here is pretty damn good. The guy recorded nicely into the mic, so I've also spent a lot of time working on the vocal to get it sounding right. But you can get a perception still of what this is doing. Boosted that strength of the proximity right up here. In fact, we're going to bypass the magic EQ as well. Now listen to what that's doing. It's not really affecting the music, but it is bringing the vocal up more, so it sounds more like it is in your face in the mix. I mean, it was already good, so it's not a huge difference, but that massive EQ boost, if we were to do that just on a standard EQ, it would sound absolutely horrendous. So bypass you, put you back on. Right, that sounds absolutely awful. If we bypass this again and have the proximity effect in, the difference it makes is small, but you're able to just affect the sound and effect that you want, and that is incredible that it's just grabbing that particular bit of material. That's a truly incredible corrective option that's available to you there, and I've never seen that in an EQ before, and never been able to fix that sort of thing. You've had to re-record or edit vocals to the point that it makes you want to cry, and that's just an incredible tool to have in there. And that's not even it. We've then got Entropy. Now that, how do we explain it? What Entropy is aiming to let you do is enhance a sound. So say you've recorded a sound and it's got a bit of reverb in it that does help, but it's nice and quiet, the natural reverb sound of the room, it should bring all that up. We're going to try it on this mix. I'm going to do it by like a really high-end boost, so it should really brighten it and bring those into it, and hopefully you'll get an idea of what it's doing. But again, think of this as an EQ, and if I was just to do this massive 12 dB high-end boost, it would absolutely destroy the track. And then listen to what this is doing. So the others are bypassed, we're just going to fly straight into it. That's crazy there, where I can kind of leave the break in and almost get the break out of an entire track. That's mental. So So just push it up to the extremes there so you can get an idea of what it's trying to do. We can do it again with slightly more subtle effects. Absolutely incredible what you can do and how quickly you can adjust things. And if you're going through a whole track and just taking the time to really get the best out of it using this tool, you're going to have an incredible time making incredible mixes. It is such a powerful tool. I've grabbed the demo here. I've got 5 days remaining on the demo. I'm heavily going to consider buying this before I start my next project. As much as I love Neutron, that has really helped me out in the album that we've just done, but this is just next level. I'm just going to quickly A/B what we've done there, just so we can hear if it's actually improved my end mix at all. Let's have a little listen. I've not really done much that I would normally, but let's try it. Me and my boys with birds of a feather. We steady rolling hard like a lever. We steady getting money, getting cheddar. Me and my boys with birds of a feather. Okay, it's overall louder and a little bit adjust on the balance, maybe a little bit too harsh for me, but hey, that's great. There's one other little feature actually that I meant to mention that was really great, and you've got this blind version here which allows you to just be adjusting it via the knobs. It's less distracting and you don't have that perceived, I want to throw this up on the high end and do all those bits that you do in a lot of EQs. It's just a nice little option so you can just really listen to what's going on, but for the sake of this demo it's a nice thing to show. So guys, that has been the Sonible EQ. It's absolutely incredible. All I can advise is go and demo it yourselves. I'll pop a link in the description. Hope you've enjoyed the video guys. Catch you next time. Bye.